Hey guys, welcome to Marketing Cheat Guide. Stuart Trier here. Today I have on the show Magdalena Urbaniak from magdalenaurbanik.com. I will drop the link below so you can find her online. She's a brand communication agency. She's a public speaker, a blogger, and she leads workshops teaching leaders about what she really is passionate about, which is brand communication. So thanks so much for joining us today on the show. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself and how you got into this industry?
Okay. Hill, thanks for having me today. So really quick, I'm founder of maxtractor.agency, where we're taking care of brand communication in different industries, but mainly focus on agriculture and new technologies. So this is what mainly I'm doing on a daily basis. As you mentioned, I'm also a blogger. I'm writing about tractors. And yeah, this is mainly what I'm doing for life.
And so what got you into agriculture, specifically tractors? And is that like a passion of yours, or is that something that just you fell into and started learning about?
So yeah, I knew nothing about agriculture like 6 years ago, but I started working with one of the companies that produces tractors. So when I had to promote them, and it was introducing the company into Polish market, so I had to learn a lot about tractors, about the whole industry, and I really fell in love with that. So I started learning for myself, not only for my client. And when I decided to change my job, I wanted to stay in touch with agriculture. So I decided to launch a blog about tractors. And now, after 4 years, I launched a company that is my dream come true agency, where we're taking care of brands between others in agriculture industry.
Interesting. So when you first broke out on your own and set up your agency, how did you start landing clients?
So many clients came because I do a lot of public speaking, but also I do organize a lot of marketing related events. So when people visit those events and they see me, they know that I'm in charge. They see me speaking on hosting those events. They asking questions, they're looking for solutions. So I would say that this is the main source of clients for my agency, but also we got clients because of recommendation of their clients. So yeah, this is how we got clients so far.
Awesome. And so when you first started, what were some of the early challenges that you faced? Usually when businesses start up, there's always challenges to be faced, and I think there's a lot to be learned from how people overcome those challenges. So maybe one or two challenges you faced and how you were able to overcome them.
I would say that the most challenging, but also the most satisfying thing in the business is working with people. So I think it's a common scenario for many people when you imagine like you will be working with people with the experts you like. And after that, you start cooperate with them and you see that it's not that easy as you thought at the beginning. So I would say that I had two main challenges if it comes to working with people. The first thing was that I thought that if I explain something, that we're all on the same page. And after that, I figured out that everyone understood something different. And at the end of the day, when we don't have enough time to check what we understood earlier, we got the different results because we thought something else. And the second thing is that I assumed at the beginning that if someone has a task, it will need, some time to accomplish that. But, we're humans, so we have some random situations, events, unexpected, and so on and so on. So after that, it was so stressful for me because I had to combine all together to put it all and present to the client. But we had some difficult situation when someone had to deliver a task that was a big part of the biggest project. So we were stopped for a while because we didn't expect that something may happen on the way. So I would say that now I'm way more realistic. And yeah, if it comes to challenges, I would say that it's working with people because we're all different.
Absolutely. So in terms of your workshops that you lead, and how do you go about setting those up? How do you get clients for that? Is that something that you're putting on for a company, or is that something that you have to go out and find attendees for?
If it comes to me, is a situation when some people knows me as myself, because I said before, I do public speaking, but some other people are asking for the service my agency can provide. So sometimes, but mainly I would say like in 80% situation, let's say, is because they've heard about me and they want to hire me because they know I gave a speech somewhere on the event they've been attending, or also I'm writing a lot for marketer magazines. So they saw me, they think, okay, if she writes those articles and she knows something, maybe it's a good idea to hire her. So I would say that it's myself who's, bringing people, but also right now, for example, we have more clients in the last 3 months, I would say, who come to our agency because they've heard something about Max Tractor, not only about myself. But I can tell you, for everyone who's listening us right now, that people bring people. So it's okay to promote the agency, but also it's super good idea to have your own brand ambassador who will be yourself. It can be a CEO, it can be a manager, or just regular employee who will be like live, I would say. I don't know, it's a good term for that, but it will be like, living advertisement, because it will be someone who will be telling, hey guys, I'm Tom or I'm Joanna, whatever, I'm working for this company, we're good, and then we'll be talking about our work, about ethics, about our experience. So I would recommend to have someone, or maybe a team, who will be representing the agency outside the company.
Would you encourage your employees to also develop their personal brand even while working? So, I mean, you're the face of your agency. You're obviously taking that on at your company, but as you bring on more employees, would you want them to do that as well, so that it gives more dimensions or more personalities to the brand?
So you're asking about if we should giving employee more space to build their own branding, right?
Right.
So I would say that, the situation, people are asking employees, what do you think about your company? Or can you tell me something about how do you work? And when employees say something that is not good about the company, this is a real source for people to get the information about that. So I would say that, again, what I said before is that employees can give huge promotions. So I would like to CEOs or manager be brave enough to encourage people to build their own brand. Because I think it's a good idea for everyone in the company, not only for the person that will be creating their own personal brand.
Okay. And so it sounds like you do a number of things. You do speaking, you do blogging, you're running an agency, you're running a personal brand. What are some tips or tricks you may have around personal productivity? So how do you get everything done? How do you manage that? Do you have any morning rituals? What do you do on a daily basis to make sure you're at peak state?
Sure. So in a small scale, I would say that it's a super important for me, and I think that it's maybe important for everyone to have a plan for every single day. So what I'm doing in the evening the day before, or in the morning the day I'm planning, is to have a list of the tasks, because it helps me a lot. It saves tons of time, because I can write down what is important, what is urgent, what will take a lot of time, or what I can do before my first coffee, and it helps me to I would say manage my whole day in a smart way. And I have my calendar, it's a paper calendar. I know it's not that innovative, but I love paper, and I think differently when I write something on paper. So I have my calendar every time with me. I write down every single task, and this is important thing that I've learned recently, even if I'm in the industry for 11 years so far, that I only wrote down the important tasks, like big things, and I didn't mention on my planning things like reading an email, calling someone. And at the end of the day, I thought like, oh my God, I did nothing, because all the day I was doing something. But when and I'm seeing my list, there's nothing written down. So I decided I have to write down every single thing I'm doing in business area, but also when I have to go to shop to pick up something, it takes my time. So now I see, first of all, at the end of the day, I see that I did something, but it wasn't something like, I didn't create a strategy for the brand, but I did 10 calls or something. And the second thing, it helps me to see how much time takes a specific task. Because in the past, I thought like, okay, how much time it can take writing an email. And in my head, it was like 2 minutes, but it's never 2 minutes. So we have to respect our time. We have to remember that some tasks that it may seem like, I don't know, it's super fast. It isn't in real life. So I would say that planning saves my life every day.
Nice. Do you use any tools like softwares or tools or anything to help you in your business that you've recently found that you'd be willing to share with the audience that may be of interest for people that are either running an agency or trying to stay organized, that have been of use for you?
Sure. I'm trying using as much as I can G Suite by Google. Yeah. Another thing is Toggle, if I'm correct. That helps me to see how, what I said before about time management. It shows me how much time a specific task took from me every single day, and I'm surprised at how it looks in real. And I thought that it will be something else in my head before. So so I would say I tried Asana, but maybe it's not. It's a good tool. Maybe not in my case. Just it was okay for me. But Toggle, it's perfect. And G Suite, I would say that sharing all information in just one ecosystem in one environment. And yeah, if it comes to management, I would say that's it.
Okay, perfect. And in terms of looking back, if we were going to go back 3, 4, 5 years and talk to a younger version of yourself, what are 2 or 3 lessons that you've learned that you would like to share with a younger version of yourself to make that road just a little bit easier? Okay,
so first, second, and third lesson would be don't be afraid. Like, don't overthink it. I know it's in general, but I will narrow down my thought. So we overthink stuff. Some research shows that 80% of things that we're scared of will never happen. So that's a lot, right? So I would say if you think about something, don't be afraid to go and do it. And I'm not telling you will succeed because you dream about it. But if you really engage, if you really think about it, if you really want to do it, even if you fail at the beginning, you will be motivated enough to go towards your dreams, let's say, or your plans. Yeah, some people say that there's no dream, there's only plan. And I agree with that. So this is the first thing. The second thing, it's say do not compare yourself to anyone else. Everyone has their own journey, and what I would do differently in the past, I wouldn't spend so much time in social media. I know how does it sound, but in the past I tend to looking at other people and saying, oh my God, they at the same age as me, and they already have a company and they succeed and it looks awesome. And and the jealousy took energy from me. Now I'm totally healthy if it comes to that, but I see a lot of people around me are doing the same thing still. So I would say just skip it. Just close your Instagram, close your Facebook, open the book you think that you really can develop you, and you see how much time you will save on doing something really useful for you instead of just scrolling kilometers of feed on for example Instagram. And the third lesson, that I think it was a lot I said, but I would say that try to plan as much as you can do. I don't like the questions like how do you see yourself in 5 years, because world change so fast that you cannot predict the next month sometime. And I would say, but do something like a list of your bullet points and try to follow them. Even if you will change it in a week or you will change it 1,000 times, you will have a kind of a plan and do evaluation after 1 month, 2 weeks, how you prefer to do that. But just stick to something that will be your core. Just do not, do whatever. Today I will be maybe doing this or maybe doing that. But just have your plan and try to be as flexible as you can to make this plan as efficient as you can.
Awesome. So in terms of planning your day, so just breaking into that topic, how do you currently divide your time in during the week when you're working? What are the buckets that you spend a lot of time in? I know a lot of people in the digital marketing space get caught up in watching a lot of webinars. They get caught up in scrolling, like you said, on Instagram, and little social envy happening. So I think it would be useful for people to hear how you spend your time and the buckets that you kind of devote to your energy to. So
again, planning is everything, but it doesn't mean that I'm super pro in here, but because it's a challenge for me every day. So, but when you have your own business, you know that you're responsible for everything. If something's happening, it's you who's in charge. So that helps a little bit to prioritize your day. So I have my 1 month, 1 week, and 1 day calendar. So I know what has to be delivered this week or this month. So I'm trying to create a plan for every day that will include my month priorities. Okay, that can happen anything every single day, especially when we have family, when we have dog, and so on. Everything can happen. But I know that at the end of the week, I have to have delivered 2 or 3 projects, for example. So I always keep my priorities in somewhere where it's visible for me. So when I think, okay, I really want to read this newspaper a 1 hour more, for example. And then when I'm looking at my priorities, I say like, okay, but it will be you who will have to explain to the client why it's not done yet. So again, I would say list your priorities. Maybe something is important, but maybe it can be done in 2 days. So, be good for yourself. I'm not telling you that your own work, your own life belongs to your clients because you have an agency. Respect yourself in this process. But so that's why it's important to have prioritize, because it has included the business prioritize and also your own, your own personal goals. So yeah, I would say that trying to write down what has to be done every week and then divide it to every single day. And on the other side, remember that we have a really deep focus for 2 or 3 hours per day. We are not efficient for 8 hours or 10 or 12. We can work that much, okay, but it doesn't mean it will be good and it will be well done. So I have to think, and I want to encourage you to do the same. What really requires your brain during the day, it's mostly between 10 and 12 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. So trying to plan the most important task at this time. And later you can do the thing that doesn't require that much thinking, I would say. That's my recommendation.
Awesome. So what's one thing that you've bought recently for less than 200 and you're enjoying? Doesn't have to be marketing related, just something that you've bought recently that is bringing you some joy.
I bought plane tickets to Lisbon and Malta.
Nice. Have you already gone? When are you going?
I've been in Lisbon in January, and I'm planning to go to Malta next month.
Awesome. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. If people want to go deeper and learn a little bit more about your agency, do you mind sharing the URL?
Sure, I will do.
Yeah. And so what is the actual URL that they can go to?
Sorry, you can repeat?
What's the URL, the agency that you mentioned?
Okay, sure. Do you want me to share it right now? Sure. So one URL, it will be magdaurbaniak.com. And the second URL of my agency is maxtractor.com.
Perfect. I will make sure to link those in the show notes below. Thank you so much for taking the time, guys. If you're still watching this, definitely hit the thumbs up button. If you have any questions, drop them below the video. Happy to engage with you here on the channel, and we'll see you in the next episode.